Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to auscastnetwork.com for details.
Hey everybody, it's Liam and Big Al with special guest Justin Sorre. This is The Badcast.
Oh shit! It's The Badcast.
It's not that special, but he does have a great car park out the front.
Oh yeah.
It's because it's after 6. Anyway.
City parking.
Justin Sorre, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to
Yeah.
insert a round of applause right here. Brilliant.
Thank
Wonderful,
you, thank
wonderful.
you.
People are really getting enthusiastic in that one, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're just standing ovation was a bit fucking much. Anyway.
I hadn't even said anything yet.
Yeah, we can
Going-
easily
going
delete
nuts.
it.
Retract the applause. Make it a miniature applause now.
Now, before we get into it too much, I
Yes.
think it needs to be said that Justin's been doing a bit of the podcast circuit recently. Have
Yes.
you been? You did the Badcast.
Podcast whore.
This is your second Badcast appearance.
Yep.
Where else have you been?
Barely Audible on Saturday, just gone as
okay.
well. Went down and saw the boys in Mawson's and had a go on their gig. It was a lot of fun.
How's Dave and the Bitcoin dude going?
Well, they made he had this upside down blowjob machine is what we were referring to it as, but it was
Okay.
like this.
Right, it's just
this
a
bit of
chick from down the road doing a handstand.
well, it's like a bit of gym equipment where the idea of it, and I've never fucking seen this before, but
I would never have.
It like basically tips you vertically upside down, and the idea is increased blood flow to the brain and all of this other weird. And you got your feet like you're hanging from your feet, basically like laying on this machine.
Are you
And they
naked?
got no. Well,
Okay.
I suppose you could be. They got Dave to actually do 10 minutes, which is supposed to be the allotted time, and he was suffering quite severely all the way through it. But apparently, yeah, it's this like amazing. Yeah, you get increased. It can make you more intelligent, but it just looked like you get gobbies upside down. Really, that's increase the blood flow to the pecker.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, could you get an erection because all the blood flow's going elsewhere?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, I suppose when you're standing upright, it's in the middle. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's why it's in such a good position because there's blood flow central to your body 100% of the time. I don't know.
I reckon it was
I'm
just
speculating here.
It's just invented by a gifted bloke so he could suck his own cock.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't see myself. I'm at like me and you trying to hold our own weight up by our feet.
Yeah,
Can you
right.
Imagine the. There's apparently the machine's weight loaded to like 80 kilos as well. So I
Yeah, okay,
think
I might need to buy 2.
one leg on it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
I guess it begs the question, though.
Yes.
You've done the Badcast, then Barely Audible, back on the Badcast. When's the Ginger Cast coming out, or whatever? What are you going to call it?
No idea yet, but
Ginge
it's,
cast?
I think it's on the horizons now. I feel like I'm getting veteran status. I'm in the Auscast Network room. You know, it's
mate.
the juices are flowing.
Well, there we go. It's because Liam doesn't have any pants on.
Well,
It's,
fucking hell, mate,
It's his,
you know?
it's his room. He can.
It's an
yeah,
office.
he
It's
can-
an office rule.
Yeah,
No
it's a-
pants required.
yeah. So what would
What
you...
about the finger in the anus that I had before Dave got here? Was that
Yeah.
a fucking office rule as well, or is that just between
initiation.
me and you?
Yeah, that's
initiate. First time in the room.
Yeah.
Prostate
Just
exam.
mandatory health checks before you.
So he pays the rent.
I be a doctor.
That's why the screen's here.
Yeah, what would you do a podcast about if you're going to do one?
I don't know. Probably be pretty conspiratory, really. I'm,
yeah.
I'm a bit of a tinfoil hat man, so it'd be my comedic edge with
right.
the orchestration of the 9/11 attacks. That'd be
Okay.
about the,
Very
be
good.
about the
Chemtrails?
yeah, mate.
Oh, you're all about chemtrail. Now, I'm not quite sure because you were on episode
82.
I was just going to edit that in. Now, did we talk about conspiracy theories? Because to be honest, you go on a lot about it on Facebook, and part of me is a bit worried to say like because
No, I don't think we touch base on it at all. I try and
so chemtrails.
What are your
can you
thoughts?
explain them to me? I'm not 100% sure. I
And
just thought they were
this is the thing I've
releasing.
always got to say is because I find that some people with this stuff get like to the point of setting themselves crazy.
It's 'cause
have
of chemtrails.
well, that's exactly right. What I have opinions on, everything needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. Because at the end of the day,
Okay.
I have no fucking idea. I just see things and I go, that could be viable, and
Yes.
I believe that the government are a bunch of. So
Okay.
the idea behind chemtrails is that there's been, in China and places like that, they've actually done what's called cloud seeding, which is basically spraying shit in the air to try and control weather patterns. So places that get really long droughts. And so this is stuff that you can actually find legal patents
I think that's
for.
pretty much that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
that one.
that's right.
That's already happening. That's happened.
So they do that to stop drought, to get rain happening?
So like, when you've got areas that are, not able to grow crops and things like that for massive years at a time because of having these crazy weather patterns, the idea was to try and manipulate it in a way that they could control weather patterns so that they could make sure they were getting crops all year round. So that's something that's known.
So public masturbation is just doing a rain dance. I'm just putting the seed into the air, Your Honour.
Hoping. So the idea behind chemtrails is one of two things. A, it's the same sort of thing. It's being able to manipulate weather patterns, but it's also what they say is that, they spray things like aluminum and barium and these sort of like fine metals in the air. And then with, things like generate electromagnetic pulses. You might ever notice that you see the sky and it looks like it's been cut up into rack lines of coke. Like it looks like you could just go up there and you see the clouds all in a line.
Sometimes I get so drunk I try to snort them.
So they say, again, with like the ability to sort of use electromagnetic frequencies and whatnot else that conduct on the metal that they've been spraying out of the back of these planes, that obviously that is what can assist them in, being able to control weather patterns and things like that as well as, metals coming down in the sky and going into our water stream and ending up on our fucking brain is not a good thing. So they've found apparent links between that and stuff like dementia and whatnot else as well. So, yeah, it's, again, whether or not that's actually the case. But
dude, thinking about this stuff makes my nose bleed. I'm fucking... I mean, all right, what about this, though? All right, with the chemtrails, all right, that's a pretty common... I'm not saying it's a commonly held belief, but people know about that one. What's your most obscure...
I've just got one question about that.
Right,
Can it cause obesity? I think I...
When you're sitting there at 1 a.m. in the morning and you've just got a family dinner box from KFC and you're just like, oh, those fucking chemtrails, mate.
No, I think it's because I washed that bucket down with rainwater.
Yes.
I think that's
That
what it
makes
is.
sense.
See? Fucking...
Yeah, definitely. Now, do you have any real weird ones?
There's
give us some of your others.
9/11 would be... I don't know,
9/11 guy.
That's almost... Yeah, well, that's the
What's
one...
What's your theory on that one?
That's the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I used to be the one that was on Facebook being like, oh, you fucking... Oh, Doritos a triangle. Illuminati. Like, I used to be taking the piss out of it. And I lived with a housemate and he was like, you need to watch this. And I was like, yeah, whatever, you dickhead. And the thing for me with 9/11 is that what happened there, there's already so many fallacies in the story about how, a plane crashing into a building can cause it to fall at free fall speed and spontaneously combust from underneath itself. And the fact that it was all a pretense to what we now know as years and fucking years of being in the Middle East. That for me, it's almost, it just makes perfect sense to me that when you go from that attack and they're like, that was orchestrated by people over there, and then they've got weapons of mass destruction and now we've occupied parts of the Middle East for the greater part of, 2 decades. That sequence of events just lines up too perfectly to say that was just this random attack. The other big thing as well is that you've got millions or trillions of dollars that have gone into American defense. So let's say they somehow get a first plane that can, go past all of these defense systems and crash into a building. You would stop the second one. Like you could have fighter jets that respond to that other plane at a trajectory of so many miles away. They would have blown that thing down within seconds.
Because they would have known it was coming.
Yeah,
surely.
So they've got... And it's the middle of New York City. Like you imagine someone's actually trying to attack. And the third thing I'll say is that George Bush was at a school that morning and was like doing a reading to a kids or whatever. Yeah. When he got notified that there was an attack. Now, if you're a president and your country's under threat, you're in a fucking bunker within like 2 seconds. He stayed at the school, like just chilled at the school, like it's all good, kids, we're all good. Like if you were not aware of the
I think he would have used him as a shield, to be honest.
Yeah, like but you would you would get the fuck out of there within seconds. So
what about the moon landing?
Fake.
Yeah, wow, that's another...
Ooh. Yeah, they didn't go there.
Really?
Yeah, no way.
Well, there's a lot of things with that as well. There's the videos that they show you, the flaps on when they show it, like putting it down. Yeah. It's like if there's no fucking atmosphere, there's no wind to push a flag. And if you watch the video of them hopping around, if you actually speed it up to 2 times, they're just fucking walking. Like there's no anti-gravity about the way that they're doing their like hop across the surface of the moon. And I spent too much time on this shit, haven't I?
Yeah. So
hey, what about this? We're just going to cool our brains down.
Yep, take
with
the
a nice
tinfoils
cold beer. We're going to have a drinks break, everybody. And after this, we're going to come back with some more Badcast, all right?
Okay, I'm going to check the door. You just check the outside, okay? Just make sure no one's
We'll get some
listening.
tinfoil.
Okay.
Let's play Murder in the Dark.
Where's your penis?
This beer break was proudly brought to you by Captain Snag. the ultimate food van for your next event. Enjoy beef, lamb, and pork gourmet sausages in a fluffy white bun with your choice of coleslaw, caramelised onion, shredded cheese, and diced bacon, plus your favourite sauces or mustard. It doesn't get any better than that. If you want Captain Snag to come to your next event, get in contact at captainsnag.com. Now, back to the boys.
And we're back from the drinks break, everybody. Here with Justin Sorre and Big Al, or Giggles with Biggie, as we like to call him here at the Badcast. Tell them the story.
Well, I don't know. There's just a comedy room that's just that's opened up in Adelaide called Giggles with Biggles.
There is a fucking Biggie. Someone's going up for the title of Biggie in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Do you want to go and confront this guy?
Is it just a comedian? Is it just
I don't know. I think it's a place. I'm not quite sure. I reckon I could take on a fucking building though.
maybe if he's a drinker, maybe we can just have a fucking. I was telling someone about that the other day. That's fucking great. Just your ability to open the throat, which that's good for a few things. Isn't it? But,
I'm just preparing myself for prison.
Yeah, that's. But you definitely can scull a beer, my friend.
Well, last year, wasn't it? Last year I did the almost 6 beers in 60 seconds.
That's a challenge that maybe we should bring that back.
I need to bring that back because I'm not I don't give up on things.
You want it.
People might look at me and just go, he looks like he's given up on life, but I haven't. I've got heaps more to put on.
Yep.
And
I think, so what did you? You got through the 6. It was just the time that was the problem.
Yeah, so I got through around about 5.5.
Okay,
in
and then it was
60 seconds.
A lot though.
Not good enough though. Not good enough.
It's like a litre of milk thing, but that's way better.
It was from a video on YouTube, wasn't it? We saw some bogans.
So, but it cut off straight after he finished. So I reckon that just went in and came straight back out.
Yeah, fair call.
But to be honest, he'll always be a better because.
Did you keep it down?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
well, so you kind of win there.
It was a time
anyway,
thing.
You know?
It was a time thing. You got done on the time.
It's one of those things where when you have that much grog in you, is either you spew or you're going to have a shit.
I did. I was at
the pressure's great on either end.
I was at a music festival in January, and there was just these blokes. It was fucking amazing. They were sitting at the corner. So you're camping on these big football ovals, and then you go through to the festival. So they were sitting right near the entrance of the festival where everyone has to come through. They had a megaphone, and they just had a big fucking esky of beers because it's BYO to the campgrounds, and they were just yelling at people like, "You beer bong," and pointed to me, and he's gone, "You," and I've walked over there, and I've gone, "Oh, I've done that many before," and he's gone, "Nah, you need a couple in here," and they've poured about 2.5, maybe 3 by the time it's spilt into this beer bong. And I've already been drinking for a day and a half by this point as well. And the problem was the amount of froth that generated in that hose that I had to get through first before I got to the actual liquid.
That's
kept it down. But again, that it was a trying time for the next about half an hour after I got that down.
I call it the lining of the stomach.
Yeah. It's the foam, isn't it? That's what always gets
foam.
you.
So I don't know how. I think it would be easier if you poured them into a yard glass and they settled, and then you had to just go absolutely.
Well, I've got a yard glass, so I'm gonna check it out, Liam, and maybe we could give it a go because This is before I fill it up with Budweiser bottle caps.
Good stuff. That's well done. I actually got a big tin full of bottle caps as well, and I've been thinking up in my shanty, and I've been thinking, what the fuck am I going to do with these things? They're too good to throw away. They're bottle caps.
I made a
many
fish
a piss
scaler.
up. A what? Sorry,
a fish scaler.
Out of bottle caps.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's some MacGyver shit, right?
I know, and it's just a bit of piece of wood from a tree.
Yeah.
And I've just nailed in like some bottle caps and then just...
And you just scrape it.
That's genius.
Really?
Yeah, just scale your fish with them.
Shark Tank.
Is that a euphemism or?
Oh, well, if you need that much fucking exfoliating...
For 90 minutes, imagine what you'd be left with after that. That's the new... Are you looking at... Well, then come down to Big Al's fish scaler.
It used to be a penis, now it looks like a Thanks, Big Al.
I was really into just watching videos of people hurting themselves.
Oh.
And Big Al, of course, you were a big fan of the discus to the face video, I believe.
I'm going to see if I can find it. I'll put it on the because it gets put up on YouTube and then just gets ripped down all the time. So dude died or something. It's my favourite.
Discus to the face.
Yeah, it's just like this little kid, and it was on Australia's own video show, and he's come along and just go, "Hey, how would you like a part of the face?" And the dude in the background just goes down like a sack of shit.
Oh, yeah.
And it just cheers me right. You know, you can have the worst day, grandma could have died, and you just play this and just go, I have cheered right up. This is fantastic. I don't care if I'm getting life. This has made my day.
I love, the progression of that when they get the video of someone hurting themselves badly. Like maybe a guy smashes his face into a chandelier. Maybe someone gets cracked in the nuts with a golf club. But then it makes a noise, and then they remix it to some maybe a Queen
Black
song,
Meteor,
AC/DC or something. I fucking love that, man.
There's not enough. There's not enough of that. That needs to be a job, doesn't it? Like you just sit there and edit videos of people hurting themselves. Because I would be first in line for that job. That'd be amazing.
So Justin, you've had some gigs recently. You got any more coming up?
I've got another one end of July, I think now. Give him a small plug because he's amazing. The Cranker Comedy. So obviously it started off many years ago just doing monthly. For the last about 6 or so years, he's been every second Tuesday.
Yep.
As of July, he's going to be doing shows weekly starting at 8 o'clock.
Cool.
So,
Fantastic.
And it's like, I love that place.
Where can people find that one on the interwebs?
So I think there's a Cranker Comedy actual Facebook page where you can, and he uploads all the events and who's going to be on sort of coming up. So it's going to be weekly now, which is awesome. So I've got my next one coming up July 31st and did my first feature there last week, which was a lot of fun.
It went well, mate?
Yeah, it was quite good.
Yep.
It's again the first time I probably had a bit of nerves again since you threw me in the deep end all those years ago.
It is good to have a bit of nerves though. Like I still get a bit nervous, and
I've done a lot of just fives now, and I'm at a point where like I'm almost like just crash and burn one time. I've never really had not to like sound, but I've never
have
really
a listen to this guy. No,
I've never really had I've expected at one point in time, and I'm really bad with preparation sometimes as well. I'm like, I got a gig tomorrow night. I should probably throw something together. But I've expected to have that, just that one time of just freezing or completely forgetting what I was going to say. So I go in with the 5 minutes. I'm at a point now where like just let it fucking fail one time. But because it was a 10 and you're the feature, you sort of got that expectation to like, hey, I've asked you to sort of get that nerves. You're like, I want to actually make sure that I do it well. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I still remember my first ever. It was called a sub feature. It was before the feature act.
Yep.
And I got paid $10, and I've actually still got the $10.
That's awesome.
If it was $50, probably wouldn't have kept it. But anyway,
that's a carton.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, so no, I totally get it. You kind of, and then you build up and gradually get it. But it's amazing how, like, sometimes you'll do a half hour, 45 minutes, and you just go, fuck, I don't have any material. Because what happens is you just automatically start replacing some of the filler shit. Like, the stuff that you just go, this is not funny, but I need 40 minutes.
Yeah,
that's
right.
So it's like one of those things where, hey, look, I've got him in the front part. You can have a lull. You get them, back in the middle.
Yep.
And sometimes it is good to, I don't know, like try and get them back. Like, it is sometimes fun, but it's also fun watching other comedians trying to get them back when they're never going to.
You see people pulling phones out their pockets, checking the time and shit, and you're you've lost them. And the thing I always love is when they're getting the flashy red light, and it's getting to the point that like you're trying to give them an epileptic fit. Like it's like when they're just really, they've gotten the warning, they've gotten that you've gone over your time, and now you're really, and they're doing nothing. They're just standing up there saying fuck all, and you're like, all right, I'm going to strobe them. I'm going to see if I can get them to have a fit, because the funniest thing is going to be right now if this motherfucker starts foaming at the mouth. So they're just like flash, flash, flash. And everyone knows, like everyone's been to a comedy show like enough to go, all right, it's time for this motherfucker to wind it up. It's like, can they not see that? Like,
I think when I first started doing comedy, I didn't really kind of know that rule. So part of it just going, fix the fucking lights.
Is this really how run down this venue is? That you just got a random strobing red light?
Now, early on in my comedy career, I realised a very valuable. There's not too many things that you need to worry about because it's just you and the stage. Never fuck over the sound guy.
Yeah, that's
very early on.
He'll wrap you up.
Yeah, because
Jimmy Barnes.
I paid out the sound guy at PJ O'Brien's, just having a bit of a laugh. He knew the gag, so just before the punchline, turn my mic off.
That's great though, isn't it? You would have shaken his. Would have bought him a beer afterwards. Like you fucking earned that one.
I learned a very valuable lesson tonight.
Be nice. I wanted to ask you. So like, we talked on my last about how obviously you threw me in the deep end. I don't reckon in all the time I've known you, and you may have said it on a previous Badcast. So sorry, but what's your like? What is the you said to me you should just get up there and have a go at it one time, and then obviously sign me up for an open mic. What's your first ever gig story? Well, how did it come about? How did you think about just doing comedy?
Well, I was actually acting. I did a bit of acting. So I did this play.
Is there any videos of that? Fuck, I remember old like Blockbuster Big Hour as well. So there's
Wearing tights and shit.
Oh, it was 1998.
So you did a Shallow How interpretation?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It was just... Yes. So it was 1998. I'd come out of doing year 14 and...
in the northern suburbs as well, just for clarity.
Oh, the whole family was like, oh my God, someone in the whole fucking generation's got a high school diploma. And...
Cut down to 2 subjects though, but he fucking passed.
Mate, I still struggled.
Did tourism and fucking home ec.
Yeah, one was home ec and fucking drama. Yeah. My play was about fucking cooking shit. Just trying to meld two of them together. But, and I did. And that's why I got a D for home ec.
Is that a distinction or a detention?
No. The home ec teacher.
Northern suburbs school.
All right, what about this? What if we just take one more drinks break?
Yes, let's do this.
And then we'll come back with some more Badcasts.
Sounds good.
Everybody. How's your Wednesday, mate?
Pretty good, mate.
Well, it's about to get a lot better.
Why?
The Elephant British Pub has $8 jugs of West End draft all day, every Wednesday.
Whoa! Say that again?
I said the Elephant British Pub has got $8 jugs of West End draft all day, every Wednesday.
Well, let's head to the East End to grab a jug of West End.
Always good times at the Ellie.
Now back to the boys. And we're back.
And we're back here with the Badcast. We've got special guest Justin Sorre. And where can they find you online? Now, last time we asked you if you had a Twitter. Have you got one?
No.
He's working for the government.
Yes, yeah. Well.
Just my little data mining factory going on here.
Now we figured out why he doesn't fucking have Twitter, Facebook, or they've taken it away from him.
That's right, yeah. So I think I'll probably... Now I'm a podcast veteran, I guess I should probably get some more platforms about me.
Yeah.
I think you should, mate.
RedTube.
It's the fuzzy tingle times that go on RedTube. But no, just Justin Sorre on Facebook. You'll find plenty of a wide range of content on that.
And YouTube as well.
Yes, I've got about 4 or 5 gigs up there now. Just over the years, got my first ever one.
Yep.
Still up there, which I think it's still one of my favourites.
Sold out.
Still one of my favourites. That gig.
It was a fucking great night.
It was, because you hosted that night.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing. You were like, I'm hosting, I'm going to make this little motherfucker. The best thing, my favourite thing about that, right, was everyone coming up to me afterwards and being like, you did it right. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you were supposed to fucking fail. Like, you're not I wasn't meant to laugh at you telling jokes. I was meant to laugh at your fucking failure. And I was like, well, I'll take that. That's a compliment.
Because the same friends come up to me and go, fuck, you're funny because you were shit at Justin's 21st.
That was a lot of tequila, though. Yeah, that was tequila, and you weren't meant to do any stand-up. That's. I wish someone got a video of that. The state you were
I'm
in.
glad they didn't, to be honest.
But thanks very much for having me.
No, that's right. Thank you, Mum, for that.
Yeah,
anyway, you would have wrecked it with that fucking noggin. What about yourself, Mr. Lee?
Hey, man, just check out auscastnetwork.com or just find...
Beautiful
Auscast
office,
on the websites of the internet.
Lovely. Well, I can't mention what I'm doing, but I'm actually emceeing a gig at the convention centre.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
For pollies or like what's it?
Oh, no, just for cash.
All right, we're out of here. This is it. It's been the Badcast. See you next time, everybody.
Help us buy more beers and sponsor us. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or badcast.com.au. The Badcast is part of the Auscast Podcast Network.
Blaps.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.